Hey guys, it's me Ghexus, and I'll be this is like an update lang for the channel. I haven't done this in a while, but it's really nice kasi there's many people uh, liking the videos that I previously made ng mga build, and this is the updated guide sa esports title games like CS:GO, Dota 2, LoL, Overwatch. You could play those games no problem ng 1080p high settings, because it's not really the only high, not the max settings, but high at least para marami kayong more frames. And this is like below the 20k mark. I'm gonna make this as cheap as possible and without compensating for the performance sa price. So let's go into it na. For the first part, we'll pick the processor muna kasi I'll be choosing this processor again, either this or the i3, but since we're going for a very cheap, not really cheap, low price build nga, the G4560 at 3.5 GHz. It's a 2-core processor with 4 threads. It's like a quad core, but it's medyo weaker than an i3, but it has good single core performance that will help in game kasi yung mga games na esports ngayon, it only uses 2 cores, and well, yung other games na has it uses all the cores na pero this is an Intel processor and it's very very powerful. Hindi kayo mag-frame drop, no FPS drops masyado, very stable in performance. May bagong AMD Ryzen nga, yung Ryzen 5, but it's really maabot pa siya mga 25k, even though it's yung mga low, yung Ryzen 5 yung gagamitin natin, pero we're just gonna go with the below 20k mark. So the G4560 fits the bill sa processor natin. Yung motherboard na to, honestly, kung talagang wala kayong budget for this, you go with these motherboards. I mean, yeah, kasi okay lang naman to, pero for stability, DDR3 to, you pick this para at least medyo safe yung component. Ito okay lang naman to mga to ECS, but MSI is a good brand, and it's just a mini ITX. You don't need if you're just gonna game lang pala, if you're building this kind of system, you just want to game, okay to, kasi yung konti lang upgrade path nito. I mean, pwede ka mag i5 ganun and upgrade graphics card, pero yun, yung medyo less yung mga connections nito, yung ports nito, so you can't upgrade that much. But if you're just playing without you're not recording and streaming, you're just gonna game with this PC. If you're gonna record, I recommend you save and go with an i5 build at least, or yung Ryzen 5 na para more threads, 4 cores 8 threads na yun, para mas maganda, mas stable, and hindi ka mag-FPS drop nga. So yun. And for the GPU, may mga bagong lumabas na nakita ko yung benchmarks ng mga to. Yung saan na ba yun? Either yung 1030, GTX 1030, or itong yung mas mura to eh. Kasi 2 gigs is enough lang for the esports title nga. Well, yung Dota 2 medyo demanding, pero still at least you can game at it yung high 60s nga with the high settings at 1080p. So we're gonna get the cheapest, yung 550. It's really powerful than yung previous R7 250s nga ganon, kasi I used that before, and it will be enough for just the gaming nga with in high settings nga. Yes. Next, we have the memory. Medyo nagmahal yung memory ngayon. I don't know why, maybe kasi parang nagkaroon ng price hike sa memory recently. Para mas mura, you could go with 4 gig lang, pero I recommend going with 8 gig na kasi medyo needed na yun eh. And para yung motherboard mo only supports 2 slots nga, so if you have 8, you could upgrade 8 again, so you have 16 if you're gonna upgrade pa CPU and ganon. So yeah, so we're gonna go with the loads na yun. 8 gigabytes of ito lang ha, ito yung maximum frequency range ng motherboard na kaya, so we're just gonna go with this one. Ito yung ito mas mura. Ano ba mas mura? Ito mas mura to, so you could go with this one if you're pero mag-down clock to, so, pero mas safe kung ito, or either one you could go. Let's just use this for parallelism nga. Yan. Then the hard drive, if you're just really gonna game with this, kunyari onti lang nilaro mo, gusto mong pero kung you could go with an SSD, kasi mas mabilis yung load time ng OS and games. But if you're a casual user, you save pictures, movie, whatever, and I recommend this. So either one, yung price variance is 200 pesos. You could get either one of this, but we're gonna go with the Western Digital kasi para sa mga standard users lang, hindi naman maarte sa load time or may patience, ganun, okay lang din. Now, sa power supply, honestly, not any power supply. Yung power supply na kunyari ganito, it will be enough for this build. Kasi, or a 350 watt to be kasi medyo power efficient ito. It doesn't need much power. And this is a very reputable brand. I use the higher version of this, yung 550 nga. Which is okay lang. 3 years na siya sa akin, wala pang problem. Yun. And lastly, sa 17k mark, below 20k mark tayo. So actually sa case kayo bahala kung ano yung budget nyo, ano yung gusto nyo. May mga case na may power supply pero I do not recommend those anymore para mas safe yung components mo pag medyo maganda onto yung brand ng power supply kasi may yung quality nga and stuff yun. So let's just, for example, the Sharkoon case na lang, just for the sake, for the video of the under 20k mark, you could have a very good just gaming PC without streaming, recording, just for gaming the esports title games. Yun. If hindi kayo convinced, may mga benchmarks akong napapanood sa YouTube, lagi akong nag-update sa sarili ko, and I can assure you na this is okay na for if you're just hindi ka masyadong hardcore gamer na gusto mo ng 144 plus FPS, then this is okay kasi in LoL and CSGO, this is really enough na for esports. But if you're one of really a pro, you could go with an i5 or a higher RX or GTX 1060, mga ganun graphics card, and a better motherboard kasi you have many peripherals, etc. Higher power supply kayo na bala, and SSD, maabot yun ng mga 30k approximate, and it's still a good system. But this is really for the budget people, lower budget people nga. Pero this is not a bad system. Even though you don't have that much money, you could still make a PC that's really good. This is a modern PC na. This is the latest mga products na. Unlike last year, medyo with this price point, you can't really buy a gaming system na maganda, stable na in the high 60s at high settings 1080p. And with this, so yun lang. I just wanna say thank you for my watch, yung mga nag-support sa channel ko dahil dito sa tech, but I won't be focusing tech much. Lilipat na in the next year, mga 2018, mag-focus na ako sa isa kong channel, the G4560 Technologies. I'm gonna have the link in the description so that you guys could update yourselves next year kasi may mga review na ako dun ng products talagang totoo and benchmarks hopefully in the future. So thanks you guys for watching. This is Ghexus. Goodbye.